Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear friends, this is Farooq Mirza, your host from Fourth Pillar TV USA's program Washington Global Forum, a voice of Pakistani diaspora. The Pakistani American community and other rest of the world living abroad, they are very upset about the growing tension in Pakistani politics involving Pakistan Army and its departments. And there is a mess on the roads infrastructure, and the daily life is shut down. Schools they are closed, and the Islamabad is cordoned off. Very disturbing situation. One of the political party head is injured, hospitalized, and then released. And we will also discuss medical and legal complication in his case. We will ask several questions. The Pakistani diaspora, they want to know what's going on. What's going on with the appointment of new army chief, whether Bajwa will stay or will take over, what will happen down the road as the daily life is shut down in the entire Pakistan. The financial condition of Pakistan is very poor. Still, the flood victims they are on the road. They have no
जी सर
life.
प्रोग्राम में
They
आ
have
जाइए
no
आ जाइए
they have no shelter, and they have no food. But the silly politicians they are hammering Pakistan, damaging Pakistan, destroying its
ओके
image
आप आइए
to the world.
आप आइए वो कर देते हैं
Very serious condition. And the Pakistani diaspora, they are also worried about what's going on in Punjab, the biggest province and one of the political party. They have their government, but they are destroying Punjab's economy and Punjab's agriculture and road infrastructure, and they will put in a serious financial condition. What they want. So we will also ask questions about what happened in Azam Swati's case, whether it's a reality or it's a hoax or it's a drama, and we will find we have a lot of information about uh, integrity of Mr. Azam Swati, what he did in United States of America, and what he's doing. And finally, we will start question with our first segment, and what is the legal and the medical complication in Imran Khan case. The minute Imran Khan he received bullet and he was taken to Lahore at three hours distance to his own hospital, Shaukat Khanam Hospital. We also we will also ask question why they did not take nearby hospital in Gujranwala, Sialkot, Wazirabad, Jhelum, but why they took him uh, to the Shaukat Khanam Hospital. This hospital is specialized treating only cancer patient. And the main question I will ask directly to Dr. Mujtaba, Dr. Golam Mujtaba, the general, uh, the public, they ask many questions why he denied his DNA test in Sita White case, and he refused to give his blood samples. And specifically in this medical examination after his injury, it's a serious, I think, violation of this medical legal, uh, this terminology or procedure. I will ask question whether they did his drug test, a very straight question. Dr. Saab to you, Dr. Ghulam Mujtaba Saab, he is a chairman Policy Institute and he is a strategist and also he is a part of foreign policy, international relation. And we also welcome Ahmed Wala Saab. He is also a part of Pakistan Policy Institute. He is one of the director and he was a former director enforcement PEMRA. And we also welcome Waleed Ansari Saab. He is a former uh, Attorney General and a seasoned, a very brilliant attorney. We will ask him a legal implication in this case. So, Dr. Golam Mujtaba Saab, please go ahead. Answer my question.
Thank you very much, Farooq Mirza Saab. It's always been a pleasure to be in your program. And what I've been recently watching, the programs, your viewage in the programs is getting higher and higher by the day. And although we understand that the English speaking community is pretty less in Pakistan, but that shows the reflect that is reflective of the American Pakistani Americans or British Americans listening to the program, which forms the diaspora of Pakistan overseas. And we do understand that the Pakistani diaspora overseas is one of the important segments of Pakistan's society, and the diaspora is vital to Pakistan's national security and economy. The overseas Pakistanis bring almost $30 billion of foreign exchange to Pakistan every year out of $45 billion of Pakistan's annual budget. So if this component is listening to our program, is listening to our discussion, this is helping Pakistan create awareness in the Pakistani society. Uh, I do understand that the current turmoil in Pakistan, which is related to what has happened in the recent few days, uh, certainly Imran Khan's so called assassination attempt, which I reject, was not an assassination attempt, was a concocted story, a fake or a rumor being spread out in order to face, save, or extend the timings of the long march in order to coincide with the dates of 29th of November, the date of the retirement of the general of the Pakistan Army, the Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa. Now, what is that important, and what are the implications and the medical legal case in case of Imran Khan or his FIR or the case before before the trial court? First, let me discuss the why it was delayed and why this has happened and why I claim and allege that this is a deliberate attempt on Imran Khan to extend the timings of Long March. What has come to my information is a very serious thing. I have been informed through certain quarters that President of Pakistan, Dr. Arif Alvi, may not sign the summary for the extension of General Bajwa in this case. Now, why extension and why not other generals? That is a question before that. Pakistan is going through a turmoil, and I do not see any of the 13 corps commanders not capable of becoming the army chief. All of them have the talents, acumen, and the vision to become the army chief of the Pakistan Armed Forces. The only problem is, which they feel it also, is that the continuity of the policy of General Bajwa, in this case where turmoil has taken up, he is very much needed in order to make policies in a very continuous way the army is dealing. He is experienced for the past 4 or 5 years in dealing with Imran Khan, in dealing with the previous government, and in dealing with the PDM. And I think his presence is very much and highly needed by the armed forces and the national security of Pakistan. That is why I plead the case, and the Pakistani Americans do understand that General Bajwa is very much needed for Pakistan, and his absence will create a big gap. It is not the talent, it is not the lack of vision on the next leadership. They all deserve to be the army chiefs, but this is the time when we should not make any change at this point of time. That's one thing. Now, General Bajwa's extension, which is the legal, we have legal experts here. We have a Supreme Court lawyer and a NAB former director, Mr. Hamid Ali Wala here, and we have a former Deputy Attorney General of Pakistan who was their Deputy Attorney General of Pakistan for the last 9 years, and he has a long service as Attorney General of Pakistan's one of the leading lawyers. Mr. Walid Ansari is there also to respond to the question, and they will tell you if the military rules allow General Bajwa to continue until the attenuation of age 64 or not. But to my understanding, that law gives empowers the state to do that. And before going into that to ask them the question, let me also tell you that the timings of the 29th of November, they want to miss that timings, and maybe Dr. Alvi is planning to take a leave or fall sick or whatever, an excuse to not sign the papers of an extension. That means the whole thing will go in limbo. And there are experts. I am not the expert in law. We have two experts here. There are experts who think that if this goes in limbo and if there is a gap in getting an extension, then General Bajwa ceases to become the army chief, and then the senior most may take over. Now, in this very case, the delicacy here is, for example, General Bajwa is, his summary is gone for extension, and Dr. Arif Alvi, the president, does not sign that. Then there is a limbo. And then in this case, if the dates pass the 29th November, that means he will seize his position. Then there will be a very big constitutional crisis here. And
Dr. Saab, you did not answer my question. Dr. Saab, I asked you very
no,
straight question.
let me tell you. I foresee there is a crisis, deliberate crisis by Imran Khan to create this in the Pakistan Armed Forces and National Security of Pakistan. This is a deliberate attempt. And there is an entire lobby and camp in Pakistan who are working on these lines, and there is a divide within the establishment on this issue. Now, let me explain to you that how to handle these things. There will be two options left for Pakistan's armed forces. Option one, if the chaos situation in Islamabad, if there is an unruly crowd that is not controllable in Pakistan, which Imran Khan wants, then in this case, there will be some sort of emergency powers delivered to the armed forces, and there may be a chance of something big to happen. This is too early to say, and I would not plead this case. We want democracy to flourish. We want democratic systems to flourish. But these are the things which are the making of the democratic, so-called democratic forces of Pakistan, who are not being brought through democratic means. Now, this is one part of the question. The second part of the question that you are talking on the medical legal thing, let's complete this part of the question with our panel here who have their say in this legal expertise. And then we'll go to the next part of the question on the medical legal case of Imran Khan.
Dr. Syed Ahmed, you are a doctor by profession, and I will come to you. I asked Dr. Mujtaba this question, but he referred this question to you. I will rephrase my question. In
Okay.
the after he received a serious injuries, bullets claimed, he was taken to Shafat Khanum Hospital, 3 hours away from the place of incident. They did not take him nearby hospital in the government hospital. Number one. Number two is the general perception that about Imran Khan. He denied previously that he takes some kind of a drug. He was found under the influence of drug, but we don't know that. But we came to know that he denied uh, his drug test. What is the procedure? Because previously he denied his DNA and blood test in Sita White case. If he denied this drug test, what is the procedure and what is the complications in the medical procedure examining that kind of case? And secondly, the Shaukat Khanum Hospital is not specialized treating or examining legally. So kindly let us know what is the medical uh, procedure examining such kind of cases.
Okay, thank you. Your question was very long, but I'll give you a very short answer. You mentioned Sita White case. In Sita White case, he refused to be tested. DNA testing. He refused DNA testing. And guess what happened? Court did not wait for his testing. They asked him few times and then he refused and they declared that he is the father of that whatever the name of that girl is, Sita White daughter. They declared him and it is officially legal document. So same thing. So you got the answer when you don't appear for testing, when you refuse testing, then it is assumed that you are the guilty person and you are the actual person. So like a Sita White case I've already mentioned. In his case, it has to be medical legal. It was not medical legal. The whole country appears to be banana republic right now. They are filing FIR without any victim, without any proof. They are just saying file a FIR against such and such person. Even in a civilized country like America, they will not accept this kind of a FIR. Even in America, you have to show the victim. You have to show that crime has been committed. You cannot just say, "Oh, it is somebody shot me and shoot me," and I think it is Dr. Golam Mujtaba or Mr. Walid Ansari. You cannot do that. Number two, he had to go to the government hospital like Nusrat Benazir when she was murdered. She was taken to the government hospital. Her body was taken to the government hospital. Same thing with the Liaqat Ali Khan. When he was murdered, his body was taken to the government hospital. So it sounds like a banana republic. Nobody has any clue what's going on. Nobody can examine him. I don't know about this conspiracy theory, whether he has drugs in his blood or not. I cannot make any comment on it. It could be, it could not be. I have no comment on it. But all I can tell you what happened, how the law was broken, how the things are getting right now. So it sounds like a banana republic. Nobody can examine him. Nobody can look at his bone. He's claiming himself, he's proclaiming himself that I was shot and I had wound. So I don't know what to tell you about that. It is all bogus and all. I'm not saying bogus case. I think the way it is carried out, I think, is a childish and it is very, very sad story for Pakistan. It is, and Pakistanis, we have been humiliated in front of the whole world the way they are handling this case. That's all I can tell you that.
Let's coming to Walid Ansari Saab. You are an attorney. You are a lot of experience. Let's talk on a legal complication in this case. So he was taken to a private hospital, a cancer hospital. Rather, later on, we find out he was also taken to the government hospital.
No, he was never taken to the government hospital. Dr. Yasmin Rashid brought the hospital to the what's his name, Shaukat Khanam hospital. He was never taken to the government hospital. Dr. Yasmin Rashid took the law in her own hand and take the doctor from Jinnah hospital to the Shaukat Khanam hospital, where he was not even allowed to draw any blood, where he was not allowed to see any paper, and that is all rubbish and childish.
The
I'm ashamed of to be a, to,
Walid Ansari Saab, what is the legal complications?
जी सर
Please uh, explain, sir, in a legal term, because our audience, they are very much worried about the legal and medical procedure.
जी thank you for having me on this program. First I would like to correct the record. I was Deputy Attorney General for Pakistan in 2013 and 2014. And secondly, I'm not a criminal lawyer, but I do have enough information about the law as far as criminal procedure is concerned. Number one, this FIR should have been filed by, since there was a cognizable offense, somebody died. The FIR should have been registered by one of the legal heirs of the deceased,
So I will call you back, certainly.
the one person who died and who was left on the streets. If not, then anybody from the PTI, the party, could have registered an FIR because they are the ones who had already accused three persons of being involved. So it is very questionable why they did not go ahead and file an FIR. After this, of course, it is the duty of the police, being representatives of the state, to file an FIR if somebody dies. In this case, one person did die. And since it's a high profile case, they should have gone ahead with it earlier. And now, coming to the issue of the hospital, Professor Syed Ahmed had made some statements which are kind of questionable. Number one, it is first of all, an injured person is taken to the nearest hospital. A government of hospital always has a medical legal officer there, and the police is also police also accompanies the victim if or the injured, and if a person chooses to go to another hospital, he is free to do so, and that hospital is bound to request an MLO from another hospital, from a government hospital, to come and investigate and see the injured person, the person who has been brought there, so he can make a report, because this involves a crime and it is not a disease that somebody may suffer from. Whether Shaukat Khanum Hospital is geared to entertain first aid cases, that I am not aware of. He went there naturally because he felt that he would be more secure in his own hospital. Whether there are some things that he is hiding or the party is hiding or not, that is another question. But this remains a big question mark. Why was not an FIR lodged by anyone from the party? Nobody came forward. If your was the main case and your accusation, you stand by it, you should have gone or sent somebody to file an FIR immediately. Because under the Supreme Court judgment held in 2018, and I guess it's the Sugra case, which is reported in PLD 2018 Supreme Court cases, it was held that only one FIR is going to be entertained in future. This was in 2018. And this was, I think, in furtherance of the Mirza Bhutto case also, where I think there were 3 or 4 FIRs lodged. So the government is only going to consider one. So now the one filed by the police is the one that is going to be entertained and is going to be pursued. The inquiry and the investigation will take place under this FIR. They have lost the ground by not filing the FIR. So now they may go ahead and in their statement, they may say that I suspect so and so ABC to be behind whatever happened. So that is their prerogative. But since they did not file the FIR to scream that, why hasn't the police is not bound to lodge an FIR according to someone's statements. The police lodges an FIR as per the condition and the situation that it has seen there, or it investigates or inquires about from people, from video clips and whatever took place. So their own personnel were there. They must have reported. And as per reports gathered in FIR, the delay in the FIR is certainly questionable. If the IG police can stand in the Supreme Court and state that the Chief Minister of Punjab did not allow me to file an FIR, well, the matter is sub judice and the Supreme Court is going to handle that. And I hear that they have filed the FIR this morning. That is basically the legal point.
Under the direction of Supreme Court.
Mr.
Yes, under the direction.
How you will
Let me give you example of Bhutto murder case. Ahmed Reza Khusuri. The FIR was filed right away by his son against Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. He was the sitting prime minister at that time, and because all the proofs were given to the police, so they filed right away FIR against Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. In this case, there was no victim, just showing some picture and without any proof. You just accusing the biggest I'm sorry. Go ahead. You
There was one death that took place.
did he
I
file
think
FIR?
most possibly by the person who was caught there when he was firing, whose hand was caught, and while his hand was coming down, I think that is when 3 4 bullets were repeated and hit one of those bystanders who was sitting there, whose photos were published in on the social media. So there was a murder that took place, a death that took place. So therefore, the it becomes a cognizable offense, and
Absolutely.
the police is bound to lodge an FIR. And
But
it's a
it
high
was
profile
not
case in any case.
it was not filed by
Yeah,
the families of that dead person. The point is
they,
that.
yeah, they should have come first for. No, nobody did.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is the point I'm trying to make you. If the
Yes,
families of the dead person would would have come in front of the
I think
police
I
and
think I think Hamid Wala Sahab would like to say something. Then I
Yes,
would I
Hamid
would say
Wala
something.
Sahab,
I would say something after Hamid Wala Sahab. Please.
yeah.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Assalamu alaikum. Sir, it, all wishful thinkings of Mr. Imran Khan cannot be fulfilled. I requested all solutions are very much available in Constitution and law of Pakistan. First of all, the complainant file their applications very late. They should approach to the concerned police station for the relevant time and appropriate their application should be submitted in time. The application was submitted by I think 2 or 3 days late, and that procedure was started due to the complications. The medical, of course, medical in the criminal history, the medical is very important. The concerned the medical hospital of concerned police station should be uh, directed to the concerned medical hospital by the local police. And after local police verifications and medical reports, they submitted. And after the verifications of all medical procedures, they registered a concerned provisions of PPC sections in the relevant FIRs. So, concerned, the most relevant thing is the all wishful thinkings of Mr. Imran Khan, the
Okay.
main
No.
complaint
Thank you,
that
Hamid Wala Sahab. You made a point.
I
should
asked
not
a
be
very
can I
simple
fulfilled.
add
question,
one
but
thing?
no one answered my question. Does this drug test is a part of procedure?
I'm going to
Oh,
answer that. I'm
what is
going
the
to answer
question?
that.
What is
I
this?
heard you. I heard you. I'm going to answer that.
Can I add
There
one
are
thing?
there are
Can I add one thing?
no
It is
one second, Doctor Sayed Nadeem Saab, 1 second. There are three aspects of the entire case. One, legal issues in the case, legal implications of the case, and legal cognizance of the case. Two, the medical procedures involved in the case, the medical report, the doctor's opinion. Three, the political implications of the case and the political angle of the case. This case is a very important case in Pakistan's political history. This case cannot be taken easily or like peanuts, like any other case, because this has brought so many people on the streets of Pakistan. And by bringing those many people on the streets of Pakistan and challenging the state of Pakistan, challenging
that's
the
not the
national
point.
no, please, I don't want any interference now. Now challenging the national security of Pakistan, challenging the chief, the head spy of Pakistan, the mind of Pakistan's espionage in the country. He has been challenged. The prime minister has been challenged. The state has been challenged. This is a very serious thing. It is not something that has to be taken lightly. When there is a crime that happens, what happens next? As a layman, first, you try to save the man who has become a victim. The security goes around the man and saves the man, pushes him to a safe side. Did that happen? Then, when the person is pushed to the safer side or to the ambulance, then there is a first aid medical treatment in gunshot wound, GSW. gunshot wounds are handled in a very different way. Now, in this case, this man's behavior, the victim's behavior, was very different from a GSW. Why? If you go to the behavioral sciences, I would ask you, why was he putting sunglasses at night time? Dark sunglasses at night time. What does that reflect? Why would you put dark sunglasses at night time? Go to a psychiatrist, go to a drug behavioral sciences specialist and ask why that happens. Either the person is intoxicated and the intoxicated man tries to put dark glasses. There is a serious question here that you raised. It is not part of the procedure in medicine in triage. The thing is that when you see behavioral changes, you can go for the specimens in case of blood, if this is a surgery case, in urine test in case of cocaine. There was a behavioral change in this man, and a behavioral change. He has stood up right there on site, and he started speaking before the people. This man is having dark glasses at night time, is standing up after gunshots, GSW, 4 guns,
Sayyid,
gunshots.
Sayyid
No, no,
Ahmed,
no, no, no,
yeah.
I did not finish up the technical aspect. Now, in this case, the threat was, if he goes to the hospital and if there is a surgeon who feels like we should keep a blood test for him, just on the safe side, if he has to go for a serious surgery on this, and that blood sample is collected, then where does Sita White case stand? Where does drug test stand? Where in law 62(1)(f) stand? Law is very specific on 62(1)(f). If he is taking drug, and that was a very good opportunity for political doctors to take a drug sample based on any reasoning. Any political doctor who would have been like me would have taken a blood sample from the man. That was very much legal in this case. He could have posted number of reasons for taking the blood test.
Sayyid Ahmed, you want to add something,
No, no, he
but
will add. He will add. Let me finish up. He will add. He would have made a number of reasons for that, and blood samples would have been taken. Once the blood sample is taken, that's it. That's the entire 621F would have been applied.
yes,
No lawyer can stop. No
yeah,
law can stop to
yeah,
invoke
Doctor,
621F if there was lies in the entire thing. And in the medical history, the doctor or the nurses should have taken the medical history. Is he taking drugs? The answer would have been yes or no.
Dr.
Is he
Sayyid
a
Ahmed,
smoker? Yes or no. Medical
yes,
history has to be completed.
yes,
He
Doctor,
avoided. No, now I'm coming to the exact thing. He evaded a neutral hospital. He went to a hospital that was his own hospital, people appointed by him, appointed by his board of directors. And the doctor who became a spokesman on this case was an infectious diseases specialist.
Dr.
Has
Saab, I'm
nothing to
coming
do
back to you.
with
I'm
the
coming back
GSW.
to you. Yeah, I'm coming back to you. Sayyid Ahmed, when you add something, please also add one more thing.
I
In based on Dr. Ahmed, let me ask you one thing. Based on his behavior, he's enraged and constantly he's talking nonsense and he is threatening Pakistan's national security and he is very furious as a political a chairman of one political party. His behavior should be a very different. So based on that, the reason I asked this question because he's after his regime change, he's not in himself. So please, based on his behavior, you can add anything you want, Dr. Ahmed Tayyib.
can you repeat the question? I don't know what is the question. What is the question?
You want to add something. You said you want to add something. I'm
Okay,
giving you opportunity to
look,
say.
I'm not going to accuse someone of using drugs or not, but I do believe that Ghulam Mustaba's point of view, maybe that's is a mere speculation. Why didn't he go to the lodge FIR? I think it is more plausible theory. I agree with that theory. It's just a theory. It's a more plausible theory. Let me come back to my thing. Look, we draw, we learn from our daily life. Countries' laws are not different from common laws all over the world. Whenever you walk into a police station and you say, I want to file FIR against Farooq Mirza or Walid Ansari or Hamid Wala or Dr. Golam Mujtaba, he murdered my father. What the police station charge does, even in America, police does, they say, let's go to your house. They examine the crime area, they examine the interview, and then after all thorough investigation, short, and then they file enough.
Just let me interrupt you here. Just one thing. He brought a very important point, Dr. Nadeem Ahmed. Very important point. I stopped him because of this. The point is, which I forgot to mention, the point is the crime area. Why was not that surrounded? I would ask a legal question on this to Mr. Walid Ansari and also to Mr. Hamid Wala. Why crime scene was not surrounded and investigated?
Okay, you said it.
This is a very important question in the case.
Okay, let him talk, sir. Let him.
Accusations are made when the crime area was not investigated. That's why accusation is made. He's saying he got a bullet on the foot, and there were 4 feet high rostrum there. Did that cross the rostrum? People say yes. We saw one of the holes in the rostrum, but that was covered by some piece of paper or by flags. How do we know that it was not done before?
Yes,
this
Dr.
is something very strange. And in a strange situation like this, when the bullet hit the foot, instead of going like this, it went up, it went down. What a nonsense!
Yes, Doctor.
Are we in our normal state of mind to say bullet went up and went down, or the bullet hit right there? Why it was not investigated? Why the police were not brought? He did not allow the police to come there. He did not get the police security. That's another doubt here. He did not allow the bulletproof rostrum to be there because that carried the marks of the bullet. These are all common sense questions. It's not something that we are accusing based with. We are accusing based on grounds that he is a liar. He has been lying to the people. He is a liar on each and every country.
Doctor Saab, let him finish.
He lied about Japan and Germany as borders. He lied that the trees produce oxygen at nights. What nonsense is this man? Are we trying to take him as Sadiq and Amin? We have to take him as a dubious person who lies and have to find out the realities by finding the truth in the matter, the crime scene.
Dr. Saab, let him finish. We have a limited time. Let Dr. Ahmed finish.
Let him talk.
No, you go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
It is a plausible theory. I agree with him. Probably he did not file a FIR that day, or he did not go to the police station because he may be under the influence of drug. It's mere speculation, but it is very acceptable and plausible theory. It's still a theory. Nobody can find out now. The only
I challenge him from this platform.
Sir, let him finish, sir. Sir, let him.
No, two things. I challenge him from this platform. 2 things. Within 3 days of drug use.
Dr. Saab, I will come back to you. Dr. Saab, I will come back to you.
No, let me finish.
Sir, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, please.
2 cases. Would he give a DNA test on Sita White case? I would consider him as Sadiq and Amin.
Dr. Saab, I will come back to you, please.
Would he give a drug test today? Not more than 72 hours from now. Is he ready for that? I'll take the burden. That's it.
Sir, with due respect, sir, submission is this. Imran Khan and his other team, the main complainant, they are blaming basically the Pakistan army. They want to damage Pakistan army. Yes. We cannot tolerate this illegal and unconstitutional act of Imran Khan and his other team. Pakistan army saved Pakistan. They are working for Pakistan. They sacrifices their lives. And I know personally, General Faisal Nasir is a very good soldier. He is a professional soldier. He worked in Quetta. He worked in Karachi for against the terrorism and for the Pakistan and for the safety of Pakistan.
Yes.
Thank you
And
very much.
he fight against the crimes and against the Pakistan enemies. General Faisal Nasir, we appreciated his all efforts for Pakistan. He
We
is
are
a
not here
very
to praise
successful
anything.
soldier.
Let's focus on the question.
So,
Ahmad
so
Wala
please,
Sahab, I will come back to you. Let
Doctor,
thank,
Sayyid Ahmed
Mr.
finish.
thank you very
Thank you
much.
Ahmed
very
Thank
much.
Wala,
you.
with all respect, we need to focus on the question. Let me ask Mr. Walid Ansari a legal question. If you are, if there's a military police, am I right? Military has a police, Navy has a police. What is their jurisdiction? What is their
Please.
jurisdiction?
The main
There
question
is
is nobody has a right to blame unnecessarily frivolous allegations on anybody.
No, who
He
says that?
belongs to
Who
army, he
says that?
belongs to
You can.
public, he belongs to liar community or other.
Mr.
Arjajin.
Hamid Wala, we can
Sir,
accuse anyone. You can accuse anyone. I can accuse my father. Nobody can stop them. Whether there's a
sir,
substance
irrelevant,
to it,
please, irrelevant and frivolous allegations has no stands.
then
Frivolous,
that's a different
frivolous,
point. But
yes.
you cannot say nobody has the right to accuse this and that. They can accuse
If
even president of the country.
of
They
course,
have accused Bill
if somebody
Clinton.
is if
They have accused Reagan,
Ahmad
brother
Wala
if
Sahab, one
they
by
have
if
one.
accused
if
Reagan.
Please,
somebody
one by
is
one.
if somebody is
Listen, we have to
playing in
make
the
a sense
if
into it.
somebody is playing in the hands of enemy, that
I
is not
think
acceptable,
I
please.
think we are
That
not
is
Please,
not
let's
going
make
acceptable,
a
please.
sense
we are
into
not
it.
going anywhere by this
Excuse me,
discussion.
sir, because you
Ahmad
people
Wala
are
Sahab,
going
please,
away from the
the core
question.
issue in this discussion is
Let
not
me,
military police
if
or
you
anything.
want to talk,
The
you
core
can talk.
issue here
I'll
is,
just keep quiet. You
are
can
we,
talk.
please, please,
Sayyid
this
Ghulam,
is not the
sir,
core
sir,
issue.
If you
let him
talk, then
finish,
you
sir.
can talk as long as you want.
Sir,
I'll
let
listen
him
to it.
finish, please. Let him
Let's
finish.
No,
focus to the
Sayyid
question.
Ahmed Sahab, you finish, please. You
Please, I
finish.
will finish in 30 seconds. Please,
Okay, go ahead.
if
Go
somebody
ahead,
is
please.
listening to
Please,
us,
please.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
if
ahead. Sayyid
somebody
Ahmed, go ahead. Finish.
if
Complete.
somebody is listening to us, it should make sense. We claim ourselves a doctor, professor, and law attorney general. We should make sense in this. We should focus. Anybody can accuse anybody. Reagan was accused during his tenure. Bill Clinton was accused. Trump was accused. Joe Biden recently, sorry, Hillary Clinton was accused. So you cannot stop anyone from accusing anyone. Imran Khan or Nawaz Sharif or anyone has a right to accuse anyone. But that is beside the point. But the accusation should have a substance to it. Let me ask another. Let me ask the question to Mr. Walid Ansari. Mr. Walid Ansari, you know the law better than I think better than me. At least I cannot speak for others. Can you tell me, is there any law which says that military or army or ISI can take direct action through their some system against the person who is talking against army, anti-state? Can you explain it to me? I don't have knowledge for that.
no, there is no law under which the military institutions can take direct action. They may complain to the local authorities, which are the police or the local investigation agencies like Intelligence Bureau or the FIA, to conduct an inquiry that such and such. But this will go through the Ministry of Defense. And the Ministry of Defense will then, if it thinks it conduct an inquiry, have an inquiry conducted. But there is no
Sir,
law whereby military police may intervene.
Good, good.
Uh,
Now, see,
Walid
so
Ansari,
I add one sentence,
I
please.
will
one
add one more
question.
Secret
thing.
Act,
Why
Mr.
army is
Army,
not
Wala,
taking any?
Army
Let me
Secret Act is
Wala,
very
one
clear,
second.
please.
Mr.
why
Wala, one
army
Army
is
second.
Secret
not
Let
Act
me
is
taking
very
add,
any
clear, please.
action?
please.
Because Mr. Walid Ansari explained very well. Now we
Yeah.
got one answer. Why army is not taking direct action? He answered very well. I
Sayyid
respect
Ahmed,
him.
I
I
will ask
agree with
one
him.
more. Sayyid Ahmed, I will ask one question to all of you. The military, their media agency ISPR, they requested 3 times in written and during their press briefing to the federal government to take action against those they are accusing and they are blaming without any proof. And uh, up to this time, the federal government is not responding. They are not taking action, and I don't know what is the reason. We discussed previously, and we thought that it might be possible they are taking their previous grudges, and they let Imran Khan his party to go against military and damage as much he can.
Very good.
So that's what he did. If the federal government is not taking action and the army is maligned and damaging its integrity and its name, and they are creating a distance and a hatred between public and the army and the trust of the public
Okay.
on the army. So what would be the law and what should the army do and their its department to protect themselves?
Okay. Should
Mr.
I
Wali
answer
sir.
this question?
Yes, please go ahead, sir.
All the political forces of Pakistan, in some way or the other, have been nurtured by the military establishment. This is not me, this is in the books. If you read the book of William Cohen, the former Secretary of State in Clinton's administration, you will find a complete chapter on this. Now, given those facts, there is a blame on the army that army is getting involved in the politics. No, army is not getting involved in politics. It is the politicians who are trying to get support of the army. And in any country where there is a nascent democracy, certainly there is a need for some forces to nurture the nascent democracy. An army, national security institution, is one of the institutions that plays a pivotal role in nurturing the leadership of Pakistan. Unfortunately, those who were nurtured by the army, including Altaf Hussain, including Nawaz Sharif in Gilani's government, including Imran Khan through the RTS system, including Bhutto during Ayub Khan, we see that the selection of those to be nurtured were not the true babies.
Dr. Saab,
Were not-
I asked you a question about the option that military has
No,
because
no,
the
no, no.
federal
I did
government
not
is
finish
not
up.
taking
I
any
did
action.
not finish up. It is
Okay.
not the answer. It is not the answer. You are taking half of the answer. I have to complete the complete answer on this. Now, military is being damaged because these babies who were nurtured did not produce results in the national security of Pakistan, in the economy of Pakistan, in the foreign policy of Pakistan. And since they did not produce any result, they damaged Pakistan's economy, including Altaf Hussain, including all those whom I named. They did not give any dime to Pakistan's economy. They did not help Pakistan's economy. Now, when they are removed for whatever reasons in corruption charges or other charges, then they create a hate against the army. Then they create animosity against the army. And this animosity builds up. So the political forces, your question, the political forces or the current political forces of Pakistan are against the army because of their grudges against the army. They think that they should have not been removed. Now, in this case, each and every party has a grudge against the army. Those who were nurtured and those who prospered by the army through their support. Now, these people have a common agenda, a common goal to defend the army. That's why you see that no action is being taken by either the PDM government or the PTI damaging the army or the People's Party sitting silent against the army. There is a common goal here. Now, how to defeat that goal? The final part of it, how to defeat that goal. These people want army to confront the masses on the streets of Islamabad in Long March and Dharna. Army is not going to confront the masses on the streets of Islamabad. The government of Pakistan also want army to face it. They want an army to fight against the political forces. Army's vision and the wisdom of army's leadership
What is
they
the
are
solution
not
then,
going
sir?
to fight against the masses of Pakistan.
Then
No
what
way.
is the how they will end this nonsense, sir? Who
This-
will stop this nonsense?
this is-
Whether they will allow these silly politicians to destroy Pakistan's economy, Pakistan's image, and Pakistan's infrastructure. Who will take the action, sir? This is my question. Please
Okay,
answer this
okay.
question.
Do you think Pakistan's economy is not in doldrums? Do you think Pakistan's economy has not gone through an irreparable damage? Do you think Pakistan's economy can revert back with $110 billion of loans in foreign exchange today?
Walid
No,
Ansari Saab,
no. This
in
is the time when people have to rise and say no to these people who are incompetent, who have damaged Pakistan 40, 50
sir,
years.
you are not giving my answer, sir. I want a very straight answer, sir.
No. The straight
What,
answer is very.
how,
The
Let me
answer.
ask a
The answer
question
is.
to Mr. Walid Ansari. I
The
want to take
answer is
advantage
very
of his
straight.
presence.
The
Legal
answer is
question.
very straight on this question. People have to rise and demand the army to
Okay,
come
good.
and take action against these people.
Let me
Army
take
is
the
Walid
not
Ansari
going to
Saab,
take
please go
action
ahead, sir.
just
Walid
in this
Ansari Saab.
confrontational politics by itself.
Let me
Yes,
take
Walid
the
Ansari
advantage
Saab.
of Mr. Walid Ansari. He is the most even though he already said that he is not a criminal lawyer, but I'm sure he knows more law than me. I want to go back to that FIR question. He has already answered why army is not taking action because he already said that army cannot. Let me go back to FIR. What are the procedures of registering FIR, Mr. Walid Ansari? Can you teach us? Can you tell us something about that? Well, registering, not filing, registering FIR.
Well, I am not completely aware of the intricacies of registering an FIR, but anybody who is affected by any situation, who finds himself in a adverse situation, a criminal act has taken place, he or she can go to the police station, nearby police station, local, the area police station, and lodge an FIR. Of course, the police will ask him questions, but the police will not keep him waiting in the office and go and make an inquiry. So they will go on the basis of what he has said, and after that they will make an inquiry, and then they will file a report, and then investigation will take place. So an FIR is automatically and immediately registered when somebody goes into a police station. If the police thinks that this is a frivolous or a fake,
I think we are not here to discuss the procedures. We are here
yes,
to discuss the
but
legal implications, and the political
yeah.
implications.
So may
We are
I
not
just
here to discuss
No,
the procedures.
it's nothing to
Procedures
do
can be
with the law.
discussed.
It's nothing to with any political implication or that implication. Law is law.
No. We are
It
not. I
cannot say
don't think so.
political
I
implication.
don't think so. We are
So
wasting
that
time
what you are
on
saying.
procedures.
Usually, let me ask him another
Anyone
question.
can
Let
go on
me
the Google
Sir,
and
we have a very
Dr.
limited
find out.
Golam
time. I
Mujtaba, let
want
me ask
to.
him another question. He's the expert. Do-
may
Am I?
No, but what do you
If
want to arrive out of this?
No, I will tell you. Mr. Walid Ansari, I'll ask you another legal question about FIR. I want to go back to, I want to learn from you. You teach us. Because I remember in Pakistan, I don't know about America because I've never gone through this situation, but in Pakistan, there's a Kachi report. Like they register the case, they, they write it down, and then they go to the
yes.
investigation. Is it true or not? And then after
Yeah,
that,
it's
That is
file.
true. Yes, it's true. Yes.
that is
You,
true for some cases, not for all cases.
Okay,
But
okay.
this was a serious offense that took place. A person died also, and there was an attempt, supposed attempt on people's lives. Naturally,
Ahmad Ali
bullets
Saab,
were
you can
fired.
also respond to this question,
But
please.
may I make another response
Yes,
here?
please. Yeah.
I'm trying to give a legal summation of what the uh, position that Professor Dr. Golam Mujtaba was taking, which is that there are four very serious questions that have been raised in this incident and which play a negative role on the entire scenario that took place on that fateful day. Number one is that the area was not cordoned off. This is a serious lapse. Number two, that it is said that shrapnels were left in the leg of Mr. Imran Khan. I don't know if bullets leave shrapnels. Normally, shrapnels are from bomb explosions or explosives, and then shrapnel. They said a bullet was retrieved, was removed. Okay, but how did shrapnels come? What was the reason for that? Number three, that a neutral hospital was not gone to. He went to a safe hospital. Number four, that the FIR was not lodged by anyone till the Supreme Court had to order the police, Punjab police. So these are very grave infirmities in the case, and which will go against the case, and it looks in the end that maybe nothing will come out of this. This will just be an accusation, and looking for a black cat in a dark room.
Ahmad Wala Saab, I gave you a very limited time. Please go ahead and you also answer and if you want to say something.
Thank you very much, sir. Of course, this incident is very sorrowful and not acceptable for the nation of Pakistan. But we should not allow, as a nation, somebody or some political forces blackmail or indulge any forces or individuals and started blackmailing for just to taking revenge. That they are not supporting them unconstitutionally or illegally. Now the problem is Pakistani nation should unite and we should take very serious action against the culprits who are playing in the hands of the enemies. So Pakistan army has a great role in the survival for Pakistan in the field of financial crisis and other on the borders and Pakistan's security situations. We should stand Pakistan army. Number one. Number three, the peoples who belong to different parties, they are of course trying their best to attack different ways for our security forces. That is not acceptable. The law and constitution can reach ultimately the solution for the incident took place. Inshallah, our police is very professional. Other institutions are very professional and of course the courts, Honorable Supreme Court of Pakistan, Honorable High Courts and other trial courts. The anti-terrorism court is very professional judges are available. The trial can be conducted and there will be a result after the conducting a fair, free trial of this particular case. Thank you very much.
Folks, time's up. Thank you very much for all of you for your time. I just want to explain one more particular thing.
Before you
That
explain, let me add this thing.
Yes, we have only 1 minute, sir.
No, half a minute. The question is, the thing is that this is a serious case against Pakistan's National Security Director General Charlie. And this cannot be ignored. He has challenged the Director General of the ISI, and I tell him that if at the end of the day he loses the case and it is proved that it was a concocted story and law was not followed, nor the security measures were taken by the party, then we
Very
demand
good. Very good. Thank you.
Garrison,
This is the fifth infirmity in the case.
Garrison
Yeah,
versus
that is very
Louisiana,
good, he said. Dr.
Garrison
Golam has
versus
said very well.
Louisiana, 379 US 64 1964. Then there is a punitive damages against him. Imran
Absolutely.
Khan should pay the punitive damages and should be
Now,
disqualified on 62.
thank you very well. Not only
Thank you
punitive,
very much. Time's
criminal
up. Thank
charges,
you.
criminal
Yes,
charges should be filed
Yes,
against him. I agree with
that
him.
is what it is. Yes.
That
yes,
I
folks,
agree with Dr.
time's up.
Golam
Thank you
Mujtaba.
very much for your time, Dr. Golam Mujtaba. Thank you very much for from New York. Waleed Ansari Saab is with us from Karachi, and Wala Saab, Ahmad Wala Saab, is attorney from Islamabad, and Syed Ahmed, Texas, Houston, is a doctor. Thank you very much for your time. We
Thank you.
discuss technical, uh, the technicalities involved in this case, legal implications, complications, and medical complications. And this is a independent forum. All participants, they have their independent opinion. And if anybody want to send us a statement or they want to be a part of this forum to respond all this discussion, we welcome. We are not accusing anybody. We have a just opinion. A lot of people, especially, this is a voice of Pakistani diaspora, and people, they ask so many questions, and we put all these questions on this independent forum. So there is a political mess and economical upheaval in Pakistan, and the silly politicians, they are taking this country to the different side. And Pakistan's national security integrity, the image, is at stake. And this is a serious situation in Pakistan. Roads, infrastructure is blocked, school, colleges, they are shut down, and the daily life is shut down. It's a very, very unusual situation. Somebody has to sit down. These silly politicians, they should take advantage of this situation. They put together and they sit together and they should sign a they're a treaty and they should run this business. And because the democracy and the political will is the only solution that will prevail in the world, and we can restore our narrative and Pakistan's image. And until another force, a long boot, they will come and they will smash all of you and punish you, and God knows for how much time. And previously, we are a byproduct of all these silly martial laws and forces. So I believe that from this forum, there is a one message from the overseas Pakistanis. We love Pakistan. We want to see Pakistan prosperous, a Pakistan victorious, a Pakistan, a Pakistan, a distance to live and distance to reach. And when we see these all these melodramatic scenes, yesterday one of the person he climbed electric pole and he was burned in front of law enforcement and hundreds of people they were watching. Nobody stopped him, and he finally he fall down and I don't know whether he died or not. In the same way, morally, this nation is going to annihilate. And we saw that one of the senator, his video is posted on social media, and uh, a sex video. And now the irony is a matter of this one. This senator is marketing his own video. It's a very unusual situation. So we will talk all these subject in the next in our next show. So for this one, thank you very much for all of you for your time. So we will come back with the next topic from here, Pakistan Zindabad.
Pakistan Zindabad. God bless Pakistan.